Welcome, everybody, to another edition of The Table Spot. My name is Metal Mike, and I'm joined here tonight with the one and only Phil Lamette, filling in for Cam tonight. Phil, how you doing on this beautiful Monday night?
Doing well, man. Doing well. It's a little bit different, talking about Monday Night Raw tonight than what we normally do on a Wednesday night. Go check out the Boom if you have not already. Little shameless plug there for Cam. There you go, Cam. Yeah, man, it's really cool to be on here with you on a Monday night, talking about Monday Night Raw, talking about WWE. We got a solid show tonight. And I'm actually very excited to talk about a Monday Night Raw for once.
Right.
Sometimes it's it's a little bit shaky here and there to talk about a Monday Night Raw, considering you're just coming off of a weekend, you're starting off the work week and everything like that. You're trying to figure out how WWE can either help you out or disappoint you. And tonight was not bad. So I feel like we should get right into it and get everything started. But how are you feeling, man? How's your Monday?
I'm pretty all right, man. I mean, I took care of some stuff that I need to take care of today. I had some personal things to take care of, and I took care of them finally because I've been holding off doing it for the past 2 weeks now.
Do.
And just making appointments for myself, and that and I was just like, yeah, I'll wait till next week to do it. I'll wait till the following week to do it. And I finally did it. So The stupid part is I made one appointment for next Monday at 10:30 a.m. And the other appointment I made for next Monday at 11:30 a.m.
Okay.
So I kind of screwed up a little bit. The good thing is the two places I need to go are literal neighbors to each other, like side by side.
There you go.
So it's like I could be like,
can all work out in that favor.
Yeah. But beautiful Monday night tonight here on Monday Night Raw. Great show. Not a bad show tonight. Really good show tonight. Solid show. Probably the most solid Monday Night Raw we've gotten in weeks, if not months. Before we do get into it, just like Phil said, make sure you head over to the Boom PW Pod over on Twitch and YouTube every Wednesday night. Myself, Cam, and Phil are on the Boom talking about AEW Dynamite right after it happens. We are getting close to AEW All In. So 2 weeks away from All In. I'm sure these next 2 weeks leading up to London is going to be exciting, and you can catch us talking about it right after AEW Dynamite every Wednesday night over on the Boom PW Pod on Twitch and on YouTube. You can also catch myself and John tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard. I know it says 5 p.m., but it's going to be 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow night on the Huddle Hub as we talk about, we've been doing college football breakdowns for each conference on Tuesdays, and tomorrow we are doing the ACC. So come check out me and John tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, twitch.tv/The Huddle Hub Podcast, youtube.com/@The Huddle Hub Pod. You can also catch us on TikTok and on Instagram and on X at The Huddle Hub Pod as well. Make sure you go hit that follow. And over on the YouTube, of course, subscribe because that's what you do on YouTube. So Monday Night Raw, Buffalo, New York tonight. And Phil, as I always ask Cam this, I'm going to ask you, and this is from an A, B, C, D, or F type of situation. You can give it a plus or a minus as well. What would you grade Monday Night Raw tonight in Buffalo, New York?
I'd give this about a solid of a B minus to a B.
Okay.
If I were to be honest here, there are some things that I wish WWE would improve on. I'm pretty sure we'll talk about that as we go through the show on tonight. But overall, I'd give it that mainly because the big stuff that they needed to accomplish, they did. And, they established some really good storytelling aspects for some certain superstars that I really hoped that they hit it out of the park from. So I'll go with that.
Yeah, it seemed like they were actually – this is the thing is with Monday Night Raws, there's some things on the show that just don't make sense. For example, last week in the Lyra Valkyria segment backstage, when she was talking, she made no sense whatsoever what she was saying. But just looking at her and her visual just kept your attention on her visual. Yeah. It didn't matter what she was saying. It didn't matter if she wasn't making sense of what she was saying. She caught your attention because right now Lyra's a mess. She's a mess.
And the thing is, though, like this character, like in terms of like what this is being presented as and like what she is trying to do with this, she shouldn't make much sense. Like, I mean, just because of like how wacky and how ridiculous like looking this character may be, but it's a darker version of Lyra Valkyria, and I've enjoyed it over the course of the time that she's turned, especially ever since the actual turn on Bailey at Saturday night's main event, not Sundays.
Yeah,
Sundays is just coming. But yeah, realistically, ever since it kind of happened, I've been enjoying this. I just want WWE to capitalize on it more, and I'm sure we'll talk about it. But it's like they know what they have in there, so just let her do what she needs to do.
Well, let's stick to talking about it, because right now I think they found a sweet spot for Lyra, and you don't want to rush it. That's the thing. And I know nowadays we're in the realm of instant gratification. We want to get to, like, people just want to get to the end game before we get the full story, before we get the full transition or full anything of anything. People just want to get to the end. And it's like with Lyra, we don't need to get there yet. Like, let her build this character up to what it's going to be fully be, because I don't think she's fully at the 100% capacity of this character yet. I don't think so.
Not at all. Not at all.
New theme music.
So much more to this.
New theme music. She looks like she hasn't gotten sleep in like 6 weeks.
Which is good.
She's a mess.
I have a theory on that one too.
And like you pointed out, like, she does not need to make sense in her promos now. It's like they finally found the niche for her, because I've said this and complained about this about her in the past, of when she was cutting promos, her accuracy was off. And yes, you can't really blame her, but at the same time, you kind of can, because the writers, as we know, give them something, bullet points, whatever to talk about. And when she talked about stuff in history, it's like, hold on, Lyra, wait, time out. Like, that's not what happened.
Well, sometimes WWE also forgets their own history.
They do.
So
and that's why I said you can't blame her.
The writing is only as good as the superstars that honestly kind of deliver it. And the thing is, like, delivery is always key when it comes to it.
But that's why I mean, like, you can't 100% blame her, but at the same time, you can. Why? Because maybe as the performer, you should be doing your own research. I mean, we've seen it a couple weeks ago that Tiffany Stratton caught hell because she didn't know history of wrestling from back in like the early 90s, because she was a newer fan coming into it. Like, who cares? Who cares? That's just like the scene. I just watched this scene as of recent, and I've seen the scene before because I used to watch Tough Enough. I watched every rendition of Tough Enough.
Yeah.
And when Cameron was first in, Naomi and Cameron, her whole thing of, my favorite match was Melina and Alicia Fox on Sunday Superstars or whatever.
People gave her so much crap for that, when that was probably just the start of the time when she finally found wrestling in the first
Exactly.
place.
Like, if that was her favorite match, then so be it. She's pointing out that she really connected with this match in some way, shape, or form. Who cares what show it was on, and who cares who the performers were? At least she was engaged, and at least she was like, you know what? This is kind of catching my attention, because even the littlest thing can catch attention.
Yeah.
And that just so happened to do it for her. But to get back on track here, 50% Lyra, 50% the writers. Lyra should probably be doing her own research just to double check things when she cuts promos. But now, throw that out the window. Fuck that. She can screw up all she wants. She's a fucking mess.
She could be as delusional all she wants, and I'm gonna love it, because it just works. It just works.
Yeah.
For this character, so I mean, I'm game for it.
She could say that, I don't know. I'm trying to think of something off the wall that was kind of stupid and never made sense. She could go out there and say that the Triple H Tajiri match over in Japan years ago was the best main event ever on a show. Like, who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Her character fits that mold now, so she can fuck up as much as she wants, and nobody needs to care because of the way she is.
And I've always knew that she could have been a better heel than she was a babyface right now.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, she had a teeny bit of a heel run back in NXT UK. If you missed it, then like it was a blink of an eye type of deal, because it was a very short-lived kind of thing.
Yeah.
In NXT UK, but it was a very like, if you're like big into NXT UK, you saw it. If you didn't, then it was just a poorly time slot in a very niche kind of thing. But then she transitioned over to NXT. She was a babyface over there, and it worked for the NXT part of her time. It did. But then as soon as she got to the main roster, it was just hard for her to connect with people. It was hard. And it wasn't like hard for her to like really try to figure things out, but the NXT audience compared to the main event, to the main roster audience, is always different. And we all know this. It's not a different thing.
You also go from performing in front of 500 people to 15,000, if not a little less. Yeah. So that right there, in a sense, is intimidating.
Yes.
That's slightly intimidating for anybody. I don't care how big of a star you are. That's got to be intimidating.
It's a prime example of that whole entire thing.
Yeah. But when she first came in to the main roster, what was the one thing that she always had to rely on? She always had to rely on a veteran superstar to be by her side. Becky Lynch, Bayley. Well, Becky didn't last long. Becky wasn't
lasting long in NXT. Still the point. She did her stint.
But it's still the point. Becky, Bayley, she had to rely on veterans to be by her side almost the whole time, almost like holding her hand.
Yeah,
it's like they didn't say. And you look at Sol Ruca, and I know Sol Ruca is catching a lot of heat for not being as successful as she probably should be in her short time on the main roster, right? But look at the difference between Sol Ruca and Lyra Valkyria. Lyra had somebody holding her hand for most of the time. Sol Ruca doesn't have that.
Yeah, she had Bayley the entire time.
Sol Ruca is trying to do everything on her own at the moment. And you threw her right into the fire of the Intercontinental title picture, which was, I think, a stupid idea. That was dumb. They should have never put that belt on her.
Yeah,
they shouldn't have. And that's my opinion.
Like, the thing is, like, they pushed her to the moon with the Intercontinental Championship, and I was okay with it at the beginning, but then again, I was like, all right, now you did this to her. Yeah. Now you got to follow up. Now you got to capitalize. Now you got to figure out what's next with that. And when she lost the Intercontinental Championship to Raquel, I was like, I'm happy for Raquel. But the thing is, like, now Sol Ruca is basically back to square one, and you just did the IC title run for, like, pretty much no reason.
They did it for the sole sake of putting the belt on a reliable babyface. Sadly enough, she just came in. Her feet aren't even fully wet yet.
And it took her a long time for people to actually kind of get on her side, because of like the first few weeks she was nervous coming up to the main roster, and the whole Soul Snatcher thing happened. Like I completely understood where Soul was coming from at that point in time, because like you said, she's going from 5,000 people to over 15K or 12K or whatever, like in a bigger arena, a bigger stage. It's nerve-wracking. It's nerve-wracking getting in there. So, like, of course, and the Soul Snatcher is such like a very minute type of move, and like everything has to go right, and I understand that. But like
everything has to go right on that.
Everything has to go right, and everybody has to be in position. But like it's a very complex move in like a whole other kind of environment. Yeah, sure, she might have worked with some people on like live events and everything like that, but it's always not going to hit at the time. So like you just gotta roll with the punches, and it took her a long time, but they know what they have in her. Yeah, and that's why they did it in the way that they did.
But back to Lyra Valkyria again. She's had people holding her hand this whole time. This is the first time she doesn't have anybody by her side,
right?
And she's saying it. She's saying that, you know, I finally got rid of the dead weight. I'm finally on my own. I'm finally doing things the way I want to do them. They need to follow through with this.
Yes,
they need to, but do not rush it. Do not get us to the end before we even need to be at the end. Like, this is something they can carry on for the next 6 months, and it's going to be interesting.
For sure.
It's going to be.
And the presentation is great. I just wish they actually showed it on television. I just wish
Definitely.
they showed it on television.
Yeah.
Because the entrance so far, from what I've heard, has not been on television yet.
Yes, it has. It was on tonight.
It was on I saw it during commercial break.
Yeah, it was on tonight. You heard her full entrance.
I saw it during commercial break. So if it was during the commercial break versus on television, then that's a different story.
Yeah. Well, they're not on regular television anymore. They're fully on Netflix. I know that, but it's not like AEW.
But they need to have it on actual, like, not during the commercial break.
Well, she started
commercial break.
For me, I got the full entrance.
Probably because of VPN, right?
Probably. I got the full entrance. Yeah.
That's why. Because my my chat for my watch-alongs or whatever, they don't have that.
Yeah.
So like they only saw like her stepping up onto the ring steps to get into the ring. No, so they didn't show the entrance.
Yeah, I got full entrance, so that's probably what it is. Because that's just like
they didn't show it. Yeah.
Whose other entrance was it?
Viewers.
I'm trying to think of whose other entrance it was. Oh no, it wasn't the entrance. It was when Rey Mysterio and Roman a couple weeks ago when they talked, when Rey said, "Hey, I got a proposition for you."
Right.
Other people seen that. I didn't see that. My show got cut off early.
And
so
they always do that. Like they always cut it off for people in some instances, and then all of a sudden people see other things. So like, I mean,
you know why they do that, right? You do know why they do that, right?
I mean, probably for social media purposes.
Exactly the point. So people can run the social media and be like, "Holy shit, did you see this? This is what happened at the end of the Raw." Well, no, I didn't see this because my shit got cut off after Roman Reigns, threw his one-up in the air, and that was it.
They did that to me on Friday when Cody was just about to do stuff to Randy, and they cut it off right as soon as it was about to happen. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. Yeah, so that's exactly what it is. It's social media purposes. They want people to have that. Some people to have the exclusive, to be able to go and say, "Holy shit, I can't believe this happened." And then other people be like, "I didn't get to see this. This didn't happen. They cut me off." Blah 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 blah. And bam, there it is.
Another thing is 20 million views on social media.
Exactly, exactly the point. That's what they do. So I did get the full Lyra entrance tonight. She did change her theme music.
Oh yeah. It's definitely dark. It's dark.
I like it. Yeah, I like it. I think again, she's going in the right direction. They need to slow burn this and play this out in its entirety. Because if they rush this thing, they're gonna fuck it up. They are going to fuck it up.
Losing tonight to me was not a good look, but I guess I understood her soul.
Hurt her though. It doesn't.
Like that's the thing. Like it doesn't technically hurt her because she'll just go crazy even more because of it. And like, I mean, it's like, to me, it's just like a fresh new heel turn. So like having her lose like one of her first few matches is not a good look, but she'll get crazier from this. So I'm okay.
Yeah. And the thing is too, is tonight was one of the matches to where, they so called got up in the rankings for the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah.
Sol Ruka's the babyface. Raquel's not a babyface by all means. Why are they going to pin two heels against each other? They're going to wait until Sol Ruka grabs that belt off of Raquel if they do it that way. And then that's when Lyra's going to snatch in and do her thing.
It could probably be a Sunday night main event thing, if I'm guessing. Like a Sol and Raquel match. They got to fill up the card.
Most likely. Let's stick around in the women's division, though. Stephanie back here, she came out tonight, immediately called out Liv Morgan, and we got the whole Judgment Day come out. And Liv Morgan said that she doesn't care what Becky Lynch says about the women in the past that paved the way. This is her time now. She's going to be the longest reigning women's world champion of all time. Of course, got to throw that in there.
I was hoping you weren't going to hold it, but there you go. You did it.
Yeah, I did a little bit. Stephanie Vakir then said that, you being champion, pretty much, it makes me sick. And Liv Morgan said, I know it made you sick while you were out with your injury, and it continues to make you sick. The Judgment Day then went on to attack Stephanie Vakir. Didn't work at first, but then it started to. Becky came out, helped Stephanie, and but then the Judgment Day ended up standing tall anyways. And then we seen Becky Lynch and Stephanie backstage, and they had a little bit of an altercation. telling Becky that she didn't need her help. And Stephanie told Becky, like, Roxanne is my problem now. Don't be my next one. And Becky said that I'm your biggest problem. So this whole Becky Lynch, Stephanie Vaquer, Liv Morgan thing is starting to heat up a little bit. Here's one thing that I see, Phil. Number one, I don't look at Becky Lynch as a babyface. I don't look at her as a heel. There's some superstars where I sit here and say they're not heels, they're not baby faces, they are just them. And at this point of the big time Beck's character, Becky Lynch is just being Becky Lynch. She's not a heel, she's not a baby face. People are going to love Becky. People are going to hate Becky. That's what puts her in the middle. But ultimately, I said this to Cam weeks ago. It is time for the big time Beck's character at this stage to be in the women's world title picture, and they need to put that belt on her and just continue adding oil or gasoline to the flame of the big time Beck's character. I get it. Stephanie Vaquer, she lost the women's world title at WrestleMania, and then she went away for a couple months. Does she deserve to be in the women's world title picture? Of course she does. She is one hell of a competitor. But Becky Lynch has done such a great job with this rendition of the big time Beck's character where I think it is time to give her a run with the women's world title, because I have a feeling that we are getting to the point of Becky calling it a day with professional wrestling. So your thoughts on this whole women's world title picture?
Yeah. For people that know me, they know that I want this title off of Liv Morgan as fast as humanly possible. The thing is, it's nothing against Liv Morgan, right? But it's just a way that things have gone around in the booking scenarios of this championship title picture that I just simply have not liked. And the fact that we got Stephanie Vaquer back, the fact that we got Becky Lynch back, and I agree with you 1,000% that this is just Becky Lynch. This is just who she is, and whether she is liked or whether she is hated, that's just up to the person's prerogative. But no matter who comes out on top of this, whether it's a number one contender situation to see who faces Liv, or whether they just do one and then they automatically do the other, or they just do a triple threat. Whatever happens, Liv Morgan needs to lose the championship. Now, do I actually think one of these two ladies is actually going to be the one to dethrone Liv Morgan? I don't. I don't.
Okay.
But it all has to do with my Money in the Bank situations. But I look, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Both these two being in the women's title division right now is exactly where they should be. And I agree with you 1,000%. This is going to be Becky Lynch's final contract within WWE. Yeah. And she's close to the end rather than the beginning.
I mean, the reason why I say that is because we have Becky Lynch now being somewhat of that special attraction to the women's division. She does a storyline. She goes home for a couple weeks. And then when they find something else to involve her in, if she wants to do it, she comes back and she does it. There's nothing wrong with that. Becky Lynch has more than earned that. She has. A lot of people look down on Becky Lynch like, oh, she didn't do much for this women's division. Are you fucking kidding me?
She's go back to women's division wrestlers of this era.
Go back to WrestleMania 35 and tell me you weren't impressed with that main event that started at fucking midnight. Yeah. And then tell me you weren't impressed with that version of Becky Lynch alone that helped skyrocket her. Yeah. But when they first did the big time Beck's character, it was like, this is kind of corny. This is kind of this time around, she is hitting every nail on the wall with this character in its 2.0 version.
Because it's not cringy. Like the last time they did the whole big time Bex thing, like it was with like the flamboyant jackets and like the glasses that were just like way too big for her face and everything like that. Like she was just doing so much over the top nonsense that I just simply could not get behind it. I'm like, I like you, Becky. I want to like get behind this character that you're trying to portray. But when you're doing the over the top stuff, like normally like what Seth Rollins used to wear with like all the flamboyant outfits and all of that stuff, I just can't get behind it. Yeah. Because normally when Seth Rollins is serious, that's when I like Seth Rollins the best. When Becky Lynch is serious, that's when I like Becky Lynch the best. This is like one of the best versions of Becky right now because she's serious about the world championship. She wants that final world title run before the end of her career. And I do believe that she at least deserves that.
Oh, definitely.
And at some point, I hope she really does get it. But this is the best version of Becky that I've seen in quite some time. And it should stay this way.
But yeah, again, like she's being treated as that special attraction, comes in for certain storylines, leaves for a little bit. And we're starting to kind of see that with Seth too.
Yes.
And that's the one thing is there are some fans out there that really did not pay attention to what him and Roman talked about in their first face-to-face leading up to SummerSlam. Like this could be the last time this could happen.
And even in the match as well. Like
the story. I mean, more so what I took from the story from the match was we are no longer going to hang our hats on the Shield stuff.
Yes.
That was the closing.
Over.
Yeah, because you had Seth and Roman physically there, and then the mask represented Dean Ambrose.
Yes.
So it was like this is the closing of that 13-year chapter of the Shield and that storyline.
That was the Shield's final chapter.
Now, if we ever get Seth and Roman again, it's going to be now Seth, now Roman, the OTC Roman, and the Seth freaking Rollins Seth. That's what we are going to get moving forward if these two ever step into the ring against each other again.
If we get that.
If we do get that. Because, again, where has Seth been since SummerSlam?
Yeah.
Hasn't been seen.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's only been 15 days, but we haven't seen Seth.
Yeah, there's been nothing. Yeah.
It's almost like, Seth goes away, Becky comes in. When Becky goes away, Seth comes in.
Yeah.
Special attraction moments for these superstars. And you know what? They have more than earned it
for sure
to be at this status. So, and it sucks. It sucks to see because that they're still young at age, but with the era that they came in at, they were running so hard that they are beat up. They are beat up.
It's gonna hurt me personally inside seeing Seth Rollins like no longer in the wrestling ring anymore because Seth was like my favorite guy out of everybody from the Shield and everything. But
Dean was mine. That's why
Dean
I'm such
was
a
wacky. Dean was fun. I mean, it really got corny for me in the end there. But I like when he was wearing the gas mask and all.
He knew he was on his way out.
But
he knew he was on his way out. He knew he was going to AEW.
But Seth was always my guy, and it's crazy to even think that Seth Rollins has been going as long as he has been. But this man is at least he has to be at least getting close to 20 years in the business, maybe a little bit more.
Well, he started at the age of 15, I think, and he's 40 years old now because I know me and him are the same age. So
he's definitely over 20 years.
Over 25 years in the business. He started with the backyards.
2013?
In WWE?
For WWE, I mean.
In NXT, I think he debuted in 2011 or 2012.
Yeah.
Or no, because the Shield came in 2012. So it was 2010 or 2011 he made his NXT debut.
Survivor Series 2012 was when the Shield debuted.
Yeah,
so
and they debuted in that ladder
11, 12.
It was the ladder match with CM Punk and Ryback.
Yes.
So, that's when they made their debut. So 14 years ago.
Yeah.
14 years on the main roster alone, plus the year or two they spent down on NXT, plus the 5 or 6 years I think he spent in Ring of Honor, and then he did the backyard stuff indie wrestling and stuff. So he's been in the business for more than a cup of coffee and a couple dinners,
Yeah.
So
and he's earned every right to get where he is right now. So
and that's what I mean is if they're on their way out, it sucks to see, but at the same time, they need to move forward and they need to start producing more stars because these guys aren't going to be around for long. Cody Rhodes is going to probably start calming down. Randy Orton's definitely started calming down. Roman, we know. is calming down.
Roman is calming down.
A lot of your main roster guys, I'll say this right now. The only guys I don't think we're going to really start seeing calm down is guys like a Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, LA Knight. Like those guys could still be on the forefront of the main event scene.
CM Punk said he's gonna go until the wheels fall off and everything like that, but they're making sure that like whatever he does is important. So
yeah,
CM
definitely.
CM Punk is like at that stage, but like he said, I'm gonna go to the wheels fall off.
Oh yeah.
So that's just on him, and that's just what he wants to do. But yeah, I mean, not everybody's gonna be on their way out, but like I mean, there's some people that they're gonna have to,
They gotta start getting more people up into that main event scene because of the fact of once these guys decide to make that decision and step away,
right,
at least they're set and ready to go. The past 30 years, we've seen the transitions and they were very smooth transitions. We went from the Hogan era to the Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels era, to the Rock and Stone Cold era, to the John Cena, Randy Orton era, and then to the Roman Seth type of, it was smooth transitions.
Yeah.
Right now, if they were to make the transition, it wouldn't be smooth.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be.
Not for many.
It wouldn't be smooth at all. Because you look at an Obafemi, is Obafemi ready to be in the main event scene? Maybe. But I think they still need to wait a bit to even make a decision.
They're trying to get him there quick.
And that's what can hurt him. Same with Braun Breaker, same with a Bronson Reed, who looks freaking amazing, by the way.
He should be back by now, bro. Like that man is jacked. That man, like he's gotta get back here sometime. Like he's ready. Like I feel like he's been ready for a long time now, personally. Like that's just my personal feeling towards everything that's happened.
Yeah.
But like he's jacked. He's ready to go. When they find something for him to get back to, they gotta freaking hit the ground running, man. Because I've always believed in a Bronson Reed, and he should be at least somewhere in the upper echelon. I'm not saying like a world title scene right now, but I'm just saying like he's at least upper echelon for sure, and he should.
And he can be in that main event scene. He can be. They can work him up to there, but I think the one thing they need to make sure of is that he can stay healthy in the ring. Yes. But back on the Becky Lynch stuff, I think we're starting to see the calm down of her, and I think this is going to be one of the last world title runs that we see her on. And I think they can definitely make it a memorable one, but we have also seen them fuck things up. So hopefully they make it a memorable one. But we've been talking about the future. Speaking of the future, obviously Braun Breaker has been on a rampant rampage as of late because, as we know, Obafemi, he got the proverbial torch passed on to him from Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam after his win in Hell in a Cell. Braun Breaker, ever since then, has not been in the best mood. Why? Because he was deemed the future.
Yes.
5 months ago. And then in comes Obafemi. Obafemi has his high-profile match against Brock at WrestleMania, wins that match, loses match number 2, and then we get to Hell in a Cell at SummerSlam. After SummerSlam and Brock goes away, we see kind of like a detachment from Paul Heyman with Braun Breaker and the Vision. And Braun going up to Paul and asking, like, hey, like, I'm supposed to be the future here. Do you think I'm the future? Do you think Oba's the future? And Paul Heyman just was not giving him that straight answer. Well, tonight, Braun had enough. He said, I'm going to go talk to Obafemi to his face right now. Goes out to the ring, calls out Obafemi. Paul Heyman then comes out, followed by Obafemi. And pretty much they were going to fight then and there. They wanted to go. They wanted to find out tonight who was the future. But Paul Heyman kind of pulled the curtain back a little bit. That's one thing Paul's been doing as of late on TV, is pulling the curtain back. He has been. He's been pulling the curtain back a little bit. And he went on to say we have shareholders, we have investors, and all this stuff. And they know that if we have a high-profile match that can make money, we got to put it in the place to make the money. So here's the deal. Sunday night's main event, Obafemi, Braun Breaker. Let's find out who the future of this company is. And I already talked to Adam Pearce. So guess what? It's happening. First match made for Sunday night's main event is going to be Braun Breaker and Obafemi. Paul Heyman seems like to be in the corner of Braun Breaker at the moment, and but still has that respect factor for Obafemi.
Sure.
Your thoughts on this situation? Do you see Paul Heyman sticking with Braun Breaker? Do you see Paul Heyman detaching from Braun Breaker at some point?
He absolutely should stick with Braun. First of all, I have to say this. Thank you, WWE, for doing this now. Because honestly, we should have already gotten this, but I'm glad you're doing this now and not waiting months on end to try to give us something. We have been wanting something like this for so freaking long, and now we're finally going to get something between the two future pieces of this company. I don't understand why it can't be both, personally, because I know these two are going to be the future pieces of this company. But the thing is, like, as soon as Braun Breaker stepped onto the scene of WWE, he was deemed the future, right? He was deemed the future for the majority of the time. And then the big bad wolf, the big bad Obafemi comes on into town, and the
injury didn't help him either.
The injury did not help him at all. The injury did not help him, and that was really kind of like the first
domino that fell
of everything.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, then the big bad wolf comes in, Obafemi struts on in there with his little Obafemi strut, and he just took over everything. He did the match with Brock Lesnar, he did the whole entire series, and now he's deemed the future of WWE. Both these guys are going to be key feature pieces of this company for many years to come. This is honestly like a WrestleMania main event if they ever want to get there down the line. But obviously, you got to build to that. And this is just the first step. Personally, I wanted to see this in the semifinals of the King of the Ring this year, but they didn't do that. We could have done Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins in the King of the Ring final, and I would have been perfectly okay with that. Seth Rollins would have beat Braun Breaker, go on to face Roman anyway. They could have easily done that, but they decided to do what they did. This is a good match to do, though. This is and Sunday night main event. I know a lot of people are probably going to be like, really? You're doing this first match on a Sunday night main event of all matches? I'm fine with it because this is obviously not the end. This is obviously going to be something that'll like carry on between these two for many matches to come. And this is not the end of a Braun Breaker Obafemi type of situation we got going on here, so I'm okay with it.
Do you want me to put a shining light on the Sunday night's main event situation?
Go for it.
I'll put a shining light on it for you, okay? You look at these two guys and you know that they can be the future of this company. One can be on Raw, one can be on SmackDown, lead the way for both shows.
I've been wanting that.
And that could happen. These guys are future main eventers. I also said to Cam weeks ago that these guys can also, if they do things right, and we talk about this on a Wednesday about plug and play. If they do the story right, these guys can be your next Undertaker, Kane, Rock and Austin, Adam Page and Swerve from AEW. These guys can be that if they do this right. Okay?
Yeah.
Them doing this on Sunday night's main event is a perfect spot. You know why? Because they are putting it on national free television. And if this doesn't go the way they feel it can go, at least it's not happening on a paid subscription place to where people can bitch and moan and be like, oh, I paid this much money to see this, and this didn't end up the way we wanted it to. Of course, people are going to complain.
Yes.
Somebody's going to find a way to complain about it.
When the winner happens, the Braun Breaker fans are going to complain that he lost, or the Obafemi fans are going to complain that he lost. And depending on the timing of this match as well, because timing is everything when it comes down to
this will be the main event of Sunday night's main event. This will be the main event.
You do know Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton is confirmed for the show too, right?
That can go on first.
I'm okay with that too, but I'm just saying, like, I mean, those two matches are the first two matches for the show, and I can either see one of these two either one of these two matches is going to be the main event. It's just WWE figuring out what they want to do.
I think Cody and Randy going on first would definitely make sense. I'm sorry, my dog is like going after something.
Which Atlanta boy main events? Cody Rhodes or Braun Breaker?
I say Braun Breaker. I think Oba and Braun Breaker definitely could main event this thing. If you look at it, the past couple Saturday night main events, they've been highly focused on future talent, like talent that's going to be there for the next couple years, right?
This is the future match. You should.
They've been using
the
that
biggest spot,
but they've been using that specific platformed event for the talent of the next 10 years.
Yes.
Ever since John Cena's last match, they've been doing that.
For sure. Yeah.
So why not put Braun and Oba on last? You can put Cody and Randy on first. They don't need to go on last.
No.
They don't.
And it's not even for a title or anything like that. So they don't have that to like say, all right, well, if it's for a championship, then that has to go in the main event. Like they don't
I'm sorry.
have to do that.
Give me 1 second. Hold on.
Oh God, the dog goes. But guys, I'll just try to fill the time. The fact of the matter is, guys, is that whatever match main event Saturday, I keep calling it Saturday night's main event. You guys will understand. Whatever match main event, Sunday night's main event, it really will just depend on them, and it's just a matter of what they want to do. But they're not bounded by a championship or anything. So Cody and Randy could go first, and it's not like it really wouldn't hurt any of them anyway.
Well, neither match is bonded by a belt, so
I know. I'm just
either
saying,
one
like,
can go
in terms
on
of the
last.
SmackDown like situation or whatever. Like you're either doing like a match that like represents like not the past, but like two veteran guys that like we already know where they're at versus two future guys of the company. You put the future guys in the company where they should be shining the best, and that's the main event.
So, by the way, a moth got in my room, and it was on the ground crawling around. My dog was trying to play with it. It was the little like small little thing, and she's still trying to find it. I got rid of it, and she's still trying to find it. It's kind of funny to watch. But I took care of it. That's what she was going after. But as far as them two, I again, they've been using this platformed event ever since John Cena's last match. They've been using this platformed event for the future of this company, and I don't see why you can't put these two on last. It would make sense. Randy and Cody. Here's the thing with Randy and Cody is they have their story built in. It's a continuing story from damn near 10 years ago. And we know what to expect from them.
Yeah,
we do. No, even though this is like an addition onto the storyline, we still know what to expect from them. Cody's going to end up standing tall. He's going to get himself back in the WWE title picture some way, shape, or form.
Really, and that's not the case.
They're going to probably put the belt on him in the next 3 months or so if they don't decide to pull the trigger on Kevin Owens. and yeah. I think it benefits Braun and Oba more to put them in that spot
in the main event, yeah.
Because again, it's not a PLE. It's not something you're going to watch on ESPN. It's not something that you got to pay for on pay-per-view, anything like that. It is free television. Put them in the main event spot. Give them the shot. See what you can do. See what you have with this first, because this is a testing the waters type of match for these guys to be in the main event scene. And no better time to do that than this event. No better time to do it than this event.
I agree.
I agree. So, but if Cody and Randy end up going on last,
it just wouldn't shock me. That's all.
It wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't. It wouldn't shock me either. But I guess it's a so be it type of situation. And
well, they're trying to run back this story because of everything that happened at 42 and the build up to that. So like this is basically just a part 2 of the story that they're just trying to reconcile after the Jelly Roll and Pat McAfee.
I was gonna say they're trying to wash away the bad taste they left in our mouth with adding and fucking celebrities. Celebrities that didn't need to be involved.
Which I'm okay with, honestly. Like we needed redemption after all of that, but like I mean, you gotta do it right. But do the right thing and put the young guys in the main event.
Yeah. So, Chad Gable defended the Intercontinental title tonight against Rey Mysterio. I'm going to say this right now. I was kind of pissed off they put this match on this show tonight.
Interesting.
I was. You know where this match should have been? Triple Mania 34.
I'm either that, or I would have been perfectly okay if they did this match at the Raw in Mexico. I would have been perfectly okay with that.
Yeah.
Doing it here in Buffalo is kind of like, okay. Like, honestly, I thought, like, I didn't even know that the match was even happening tonight. I thought that they were like doing. I thought they like just teased it, and then they were just going to allow this to build until we got to the Raw in Mexico. Because doing that match and then the World Heavyweight Title match in the main event in Mexico would have been amazing.
Yeah.
But they did here. I'll just say this: fantastic match.
Great match.
And Rey Mysterio is at the age of 51 years old, and he's doing matches like this. This guy, he can do it for as long as he ever wants. I'm never going to complain about seeing a Rey Mysterio match because this guy is doing it at this stage of the game, and I'll love him forever for it.
I do want to say one thing, though. I hope we are done with Chad Gable doing the respect factor, handing out title shots now, and start building a fucking story with him being the Intercontinental Champion.
We do.
Because it is great that Chad Gable's the Intercontinental Champion. I am happy he's still the Intercontinental Champion. There was one small moment where they kind of teased that there was a possibility for Rey to win, and then Chad Gable put his knees up.
Yes.
Yes.
I was like, oh my God, they're actually going to.
At that moment, right at that moment, after he hit the 619, I was like, "Oh my God, he's gonna hit the tadpole and he's gonna win this fucking match." They are taking the belt off of Chad Gable, and then he put his knees up, and I was like, "Oh, thank you so much for putting your knees up, Chad." and then he did the whole classic like try and roll out of the ankle lock, which he used to do to Kurt Angle, and Chad didn't give up. Chad was like, "Nope, you're locked in, motherfucker. You are done. Tap out now," and that was it. But they need to be done with the respect factor thing. Start building stories with him. Have him have a full-on legitimate Intercontinental title run. This was great for a first defense.
Yes.
It was. But moving forward, the respect factor stuff needs to be done. Start building stories with him.
Yeah. I fully agree with that. I was aboard the whole Chad Gable for Intercontinental Championship title train for like the better part of like literally ever since he took that mask off at Noche de los Grandes. I was like, after everything that man went throughout that entire story of becoming El Grande, then getting hurt, then whoever this new El Grande is, we still don't know.
Ludwig Kaiser.
You're kind of seeing. We haven't seen him in months. This guy is nowhere to be seen.
Dude, it's Kaiser.
You're stealing my thunder, dude. Come on.
Just let me
have my fun with this. Okay.
I can't edit that out. Sorry, we're live.
Out of context, yes, we all know it's him. But, but like, we got this thing going on in my stream, and I got to keep up the gimmick. But with everything that's happened here, with everything that happened with Noche de los Grandes, him getting the character, getting hurt, doing the whole like second Noche de los Grandes thing, and then finally taking the mask off, I'm like, you got to reward him. You got to pay it off. You got to give him the Intercontinental title now. Give him his first major singles championship, and they did. It was a great time, right? But now that everything's like kind of like the dust is settled and everything, you really got to give him a really good run to like at least, just build upon it. Like you did great with everything, and whether that was like all long term or just a really strange circumstance that like everything kind of ended with Penta and Chad, just like the way it started. You gotta capitalize now, and you gotta give him the best stories that you possibly can. I could see possibilities with somebody like an Ethan Page down the line. Okay. I can see possibly somebody like, if they want to do like some sort of like monster kind of thing or whatever, you can do something with Rusev if you want to get behind him. But like, to me, it's Ethan Page right now. That could be like a really good story for him, and they can really do something.
You know who would be a good monster heel for him once they do their full-on introduction for? Big Cass.
Cass, yeah.
Because, yes, you asked on your stream today, like, is this going to be what they do with Cass, for the foreseeable future? I don't think it's a foreseeable future thing. I think this is
They
just
need to
them
do more.
I think this is just them reintroducing us to Big Cass in WWE. Once he gets past the Javon Evans stuff, I'm gonna guess at Sunday night's main event they have
I
their
was gonna
match.
say there too, yeah.
Then it's like, okay, Big Cass, the wheels are off. Now let's get running with him. And I think Big Cass can be an intricate part of being a big time monster heel for him
He should be
to challenge for that Intercontinental title.
And the thing is, like, a lot of people were immediately thinking of him like, all right, here we go. Now where's Enzo?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want Enzo right now.
Enzo's
I don't
too
want Enzo
tied
now.
up
And technically, I don't want Enzo anywhere right now.
He's too tied up in fourth rope. I don't see him coming back to WWE.
Like, honestly, I don't want him here.
Yeah.
To be fair, like, the thing is, like, nostalgia is a great thing, but it's not the answer to everything. And like, once that nostalgia factor wears off, they're just going to be in the tag team division losing to somebody like the Viking Raiders or something like that. Like, it's not going to mean anything all that important anymore.
It'd be a remake of them against the Vaudevillains from
like
years ago.
Like it's not like nostalgia is not the answer to everything.
No.
And like they messed up the first heel run that they did with Big Cass all those years ago.
Big Cass wasn't in the best place either.
He wasn't in the best place mentally and physically. So like I understand it to a point, but like they had him turn on Enzo. They completely fumbled the ball with that, and then he left to go deal with his personal demons and all of that, which is great. Because honestly, you know what? At the end of the day, if you gotta take a leave of absence to take care of your mental health, you gotta do that. Yeah. And like I applaud Cass for doing that for like all the times that he did, and you know, like he got into like the best shape of his entire life.
Yeah.
But like now, you gotta do something bigger with him. You gotta do something better with him. And now this is the time to strike because he's in the best shape of his life, and he should be in a bigger spot now.
Yeah. And just a reminder for anybody who is suffering from mental illness, do not be afraid to ask for help. Do not be afraid to talk to anybody.
It's help for every day.
Make sure you, if you do need help or anything, talk to a friend, talk to a family member, call your local hotlines for any type of therapy. Do not be ashamed to speak up because your voice matters. Your life matters. And so make sure you're taking care of yourself and make sure that if you're having any issues with mental illness or anything to reach out. Don't be afraid to. Don't be.
Well said.
I'll say this right now. A couple years ago, I mean, my depression, I fell deep into a depression and I reached out to therapy, and therapy was a huge help for me. It was. So don't be ashamed of it.
We all go through it. You know, we all go through.
Don't be ashamed of it.
We all go through shitty situations in life. Not everybody is perfect. Everybody is built to be perfect. And you know, at the end of the day, I deal with this stuff every single day. You know, I deal with the stuff every single day. Content creation, you know, at some points in time really hasn't helped. But you know what? You just kind of take the time out of your day to really just, you know, compartmentalize yourself and, you know, just take things as you go along, but don't ever be afraid to ask for help. Because I do it every day. And if I didn't, I don't even know where I'd be right now, to be honest. So there you go.
So the Penta Invitational, I mean the Lucha tournament for #1 contendership for the World Heavyweight Championship continued. In the semifinal matchups now, Penta is going to be taking on La Parka, and Dragon Lee and Ray Phoenix will be taking each other on in the semifinals as well. I call it the Penta Invitational because this tournament, let's face it, was set up for Penta.
It's built for him, dude. Like
it is.
The two finalists, I'll tell you right now, it's Penta and Phoenix.
Yeah,
it's Penta and Phoenix. Like, I mean, like, dude, like, I knew that immediately as soon as I saw the bracket. I'm like, all right, so we're gonna be getting Penta versus Ray Phoenix, and I'm okay with that. Like, I'm not like complaining by that by any means. I'm just like, we just know where this is going. So, how have you felt about the tournament so far in terms of like the actual matches that we've got?
Because it's been a great tournament.
Like in some instances, like we're getting some great talent in here. Do not get me wrong. Yeah. But like I watched Saturday's renditions of like the matches that they had for AAA's part of it. Bear in mind, we only had 15 minutes of in-ring action on a 1-hour show. They those matches completely sucked. So, in terms of like what's happened on Monday Night Raw, I'm okay with it. I felt like they've slowed down Lucha style to like a goddamn ton.
They did.
Which is like, I mean, that's just a WWE style, I guess. But like, I mean, it's an interesting tournament to say the least.
I will say this: last week's match that kicked off the show, it was a little slower than I expected. Because, you think of Lucha Libre, you're thinking fast pace, just really like amazing shit that you don't see all the time. Like the thing is yes, I sit here and say I'm not the biggest fan of Juwan Evans because he does things I've seen before. Other than that, he's an impressive guy. He's a hell of an athlete, all that stuff. Respect to him, but I'm not a fan of him, right? Because I want to see him do something unique. That's what Lucha does. Lucha has its own uniqueness. Right. It does. And it did slow down. And you could tell some of these matches, for the most part, are slowed down. Cam made a great point last week. Last week, they started this tournament. What was it, in Virginia, West Virginia? Yeah. Out of all places, right? When you think of Lucha Libre, you ultimately think Mexico, Mexico City.
Yeah.
But the only places that really tie into the Lucha pro wrestling standards nowadays is Texas in the United States, Texas and California, because California the past couple of years have really tied into the Lucha, style.
Correct. Yes.
But this whole tournament is taking place on the East Coast. Up here in Pennsylvania, Connecticut, New York, Virginia, West Virginia type area.
Yeah.
We don't normally see it. So it's like you're not going to get that reaction from the crowd that you expect because it's not a normal style.
And some of the people that they have brought in for this tournament, unless you're watching, like you're in the trenches of like the AAA and Lucha Libre style, you don't know much about El Fiscal. I'm sorry. No. You don't. La Parka, he's a legend in Lucha Libre, and like he's had so many iterations of like
this is the third rendition of him though. Yeah, because the original one passed away a couple years ago.
So like like he's pretty much high up there. So like most people know him. But like El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr., like unless you know the family, it's not like it's really engraved in. So like they put some solid people in this thing, but like WWE Lucha Libre, it's a way different style than what normally people would see.
Yeah. But like I said, Cam made a really solid point of the fact of the area they started this tournament in and where the tournament was taking place. And it's like, this makes sense. Like the crowd does not know how to respond to this style. So it's almost like WWE said, you know what, we got to kind of, pivot and have these guys wrestle the styles that people are used to seeing. And I think that kind of put a notch in the post of this tournament with the Lucha Libre style because of being in locations. Guarantee if you brought that up to WWE, they'd be like, no, that's not the reason why. Motherfuckers, yes, it is. That is the reason why. I'm sorry, you can't tell me otherwise. Because these guys, if they were down in Mexico City, if they were down in Texas, or if they were over in California, they would be going fucking nuts right now.
For sure.
Nuts. But they didn't get that. We got a great match tonight with Rey Fenix, and the crowd was a little, yay. Yeah, not cheering like crazy. Yay. Like, come on, people. You do not realize you just seen a great match by two really good luchadors. And and now next week we get the semifinals, but they're in Canada.
Like,
the last place you would think to see Lucha Libre wrestling. Canada.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And what we got in the semifinals,
two great matches,
one AAA talent, and then 3 WWE superstars. It's going to be 2 great matches, hopefully, if given the time. They're both on Monday Night Raw. So
Phoenix and Dragon Lee are going to blow the fucking roof off the place.
Yes,
they have to.
And then La Parka and Penta, that should be solid. That should be solid.
We already
should be solid. So we all know Penta's winning. And We all know Ray Phoenix is winning, but they're gonna do a solid match to make sure that Dragon Lee at least looks somewhat, legit.
Could win the match.
So
yeah,
they're gonna make him look somewhat legit. But I mean, this tournament's been okay, but it hasn't really completely lifted me off the ground. Not only just because we know what's happening, but because of kind of the way that the WWE style Lucha Libre is, and that's just me.
Do you want to hear something crazy though about Penta? And if I think my statistic is right on this, if not, somebody can fact check me on this. Mm-hmm. But he is only the second superstar to take on all three members of the Shield in the past 10 years. You know who the other superstar was?
Well,
Brock Lesnar.
Actually, that makes sense.
Faced Dean Ambrose. He faced Roman. Yeah. He faced Seth. Now Penta, he wins this tournament. He's already faced Seth. He's already faced Mox in AEW back in 2022.
Yeah.
And now he's going to be taking on Roman. That's crazy. That's freaking nuts. Right? The second superstar ever to take on all three members.
I'm trying to figure out when he did Seth.
Him and Seth had a match on Monday Night Raw. They had a match. It was a main event match on Monday Night Raw at some point back in mid 2025, I think.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Again, if you want to fact,
I believe you.
I'll see if I can find the date.
No, I believe you. It's just that I
could be wrong. That's why I said if somebody fact check me. July 7th, 2025.
Oh, okay.
Is when they had a match on Monday Night Raw. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in Rhode Island. Rollins won a hard-fought match by using a low blow behind the referee's back, followed with his signature stomp to win the match.
Makes sense. I mean, yeah. Okay. All right. There you go.
So, second person ever. That's freaking nuts. That's crazy. All three members. You know what, though? I might be wrong on that because I think Baron Corbin might have faced all three members. I know he faced Mox. I know he faced Seth.
Yeah.
He did face Roman, so he did it too.
He might,
See?
yeah.
I already figured that I was fucking wrong on that. He faced all three. It's insane.
There you go.
See? Yeah. Fact checked my own fact.
And I'm trying to find some stuff on Penta and La Parka. I don't know if they've ever faced.
I don't think they've ever faced. I don't think Penta's ever, because if you look at Penta's,
whatever kind of iteration or rendition he is.
Well, because Penta's road to him getting to WWE was from Lucha Underground to TNA Global, TNA/Global to AEW to WWE. Yeah. So that was his road.
I mean, yeah. La Parka has always been entrenched in the whole.
Yeah, I don't think Penta's ever taken on La Parka. So this is going to be a first time ever, I believe.
So,
let's see.
I couldn't find anything in the cage match, which is where everybody goes to mainly, but
no, this is going to be their first time ever locking up.
Yeah.
So that's it. So yeah, that's that.
There you go.
So,
but I'm hoping for some really good things in this in the semifinals here.
We're gonna get
I'm really going to hope for the best in that finals. But Penta versus Roman, I'm good with that because honestly, definitely. After everything that he did with the Intercontinental title, he should be at least considered in that scene. Now, whether that can keep him in that title scene or he kind of just goes back with his brother and maybe does some stuff with the Lucha Bros, it doesn't matter to me. I'm okay with either or. I just want Penta to be somewhere where he's at least comfortable.
He's going to be in that mixture of field of guys that are going to be like your new main event scene crop. You got to remember.
Do you ever expect the Lucha Bros to be back with this? They got to do something with WWE. They have to, dude. They wouldn't. I mean, they can't not explore that.
You got
it. At some point down the line.
I mean, do they have to try it? Maybe. But you got to think, Ray Phoenix is having his own type of success, And Penta has just become so over to the fact where if you put Penta with Ray Phoenix, let's face it, Penta's going to be the Jeff Hardy. He's going to be the edge to that tag team. He's going to be the guy that everybody looks at. And then Ray Phoenix, you look at him, it's almost like Ray Phoenix would get,
that's looked at now. At some instances, that's looked at now.
But
because,
with
what is Ray Phoenix doing on the main roster? Nothing.
He's also a cruiserweight champion in AAA.
In AAA.
So
but
what?
Not many people watch AAA.
I get that. But he's still a champion. He's still
nothing on the main roster.
He's still having his own successes. Whether it's in WWE on their main roster or in AAA, he's still having success somewhere.
But people want to see him on the main roster. That's the point.
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
People want to see this kid. Like, there's only so much real estate that you can have.
And this tournament is kind of giving him that highlight. He had a great match tonight. And then he'll be
shipped back down to Mexico again. So
he's their cruiserweight champion. He's got to be there.
Like,
that's almost like saying. I
think there's more.
And there is more for Ray Phoenix. Ray Phoenix is a fairly young guy. He's got a lot of time. He does. He's a young guy. So he's got a lot of time to really.
He only got so much in order to explore that Lucha Bros thing before it's far too late.
And I get that. But when you look at him and Penta, your first thought is Penta. I'm sorry. You know, when you looked at the Hardy Boys first coming in, it was like a 50-50 thing, and then it grew to being Jeff. When you looked at the Edge and Christian thing, it was a 50-50 thing, and then you more so looked at Edge because Edge got skyrocketed to the main event scene. You looked at the Dudley Boys, it was like Bubba Ray became more of the popular one and became a world champion in TNA.
Well, there's always that one guy, and
there is always that one guy. But that's the thing is, instead of starting them off as a tag team and building to that, they built to that with Penta before they even suggested even explored the tag team thing. Could they explore the tag team thing?
That they were brothers in the beginning.
Yeah, they did. They did. But here's the thing is if they were to explore the tag team thing, they need to knock Penta down a notch. They need to. Penta is way too over to get involved in tag team stuff right now. I'm sorry. He is. And Ray Phoenix would get the little brother treatment, which he does not need. He's having successes in AAA right now. But he's
already gotten that.
He's having the successes in AAA right now. He's the cruiserweight champion. Yes, it's not in WWE or on WWE television per se, but it's on the product. AAA is part of that WWE product. They're in that umbrella. So he's having some solo success in the product dome of things. I'll say this too, is I don't think it would hurt if you want to build Ray Phoenix up. I don't think you would have that success on the main roster once he loses that cruiserweight title. I don't.
Well, no,
I don't.
It's not going to be the same because he's not Penta. But it's like.
But you know how you can build him up to that? And I know people would look at this as a demotion, but put him down in NXT for a little bit. I'd be
okay with that. Like, they need to do something with him. Like I understand why they do the stuff with AAA. Like, for people that they really don't have anything for the main roster, they put them down there.
Yeah.
But they also did that stuff for a lot of people down in NXT as well. They put them down in NXT.
Look at Finn Balor. Finn Balor was down in NXT twice since becoming on the main roster. Yeah. It was a restart for him.
Yeah, and they did that with Baron Corbin, and then honestly rejuvenated him to the best thing that he ever did when they did the Wolf Dogs, and they really should have explored that further, but they didn't. And then he got released again.
Oh, I was going to say Corbin got released.
He got released.
And then he went out and made a name for himself.
Yeah. So I just want better for Phoenix. That's all. I just want better for Phoenix, and hopefully that gets there. But they gotta at least explore it. Otherwise, the Usos and the Lucha Bros is gonna be far too late when they're near the end of their careers and they don't want to do it anymore.
Here's my perfect example, and you just kind of put a spotlight on what I'm trying to say, and this is going to further what I'm trying to say. Is if you're going to explore Penta and Ray Phoenix, you got to knock Penta down a notch. You got to try and get him. He is well over right now. You got to try and knock him down a notch a little bit to kind of not get to the even playing field of where Ray Phoenix is, but get it closer to. That way, when you do the tag team thing, Ray Phoenix doesn't get fully overlooked. He's going to get overlooked, but not fully, okay? Now, you just said the Usos. We know what Jay has done in the past 2 years, became main event Jey Uso, won a world title, won the Intercontinental title.
He's definitely been overlooked.
But let's face it. When you look at the Usos today, they're back on an even playing field. You don't look at Jay as the more important one.
No,
you don't.
No. Well, they basically been lapdogs for Roman ever since it's kind of happened.
They knocked Jay down a notch to put them at the even playing field.
And they should have, so I'm glad they did that.
And that's what they need to do for Penta, sadly enough to say it. Because Penta, here's the thing is, you can explore the tag team thing, do the tag team thing for a little bit, and then split them up and do their singles thing again. Penta's going to skyrocket to the roof. Yeah. He's and it's going to be a quick rise.
Way. It's always been that way, no matter where they've been. No matter where they've been, it's always been that way.
See, but now in AEW, when they were in AEW together, Penta really wasn't looked at like that.
Well, no, because they didn't know what they had. They didn't know what they had in any of them. They just saw the tag team, and then that was it. And then once they just split away, they split away.
But and also in TNA and Global Force, Penta's not the only one that was a former world champion, right? Phoenix is too.
No, I know that. Yeah,
so they were put on that.
This is no slouch, and that's what I just want people to understand.
They were put on that even playing field in AEW and TNA Global Force. So that's what I mean by in WWE, Penta shot to the roof so quick, you got to knock him down a notch. Penta will always reach that ceiling. He will shoot back up there if you explore the tag team thing. But you need, in order to explore this tag team thing, so Ray Phoenix doesn't get overlooked so much, you got to knock Penta down a little bit. You need.
Plus, you also got to get some tag teams back in your division. There's literally nothing.
I think they have. I think they have some viable tag teams. The problem is tag team wrestling is in a hole is such a lull right now.
It's nothing nowadays in WWE.
All over. Where is tag team wrestling really important? And please don't say TNA. Please do not say TNA because TNA is not even.
I don't watch TNA enough to even say that, so I would never say that.
Well, the reason why I say that is because, right now, you have the Hardys as the tag champs there. You have Cope and Christian over in AEW.
The Hardys are literally the main reason why TNA is still afloat. So let's just. And I'm sorry, TNA fans, but that's just me being brutal.
It's true.
It's the brutal, honest truth.
You need to apologize to them. Fuck that.
It's the brutal, honest truth. I'm sorry.
Speak your opinion. Don't fucking apologize to them. They want to be mad about it. Let them be mad about it.
Here's the thing.
You're allowed to have your opinion.
Here's the thing when it comes down to tag team wrestling. You're right.
You don't apologize for opinions on this show. Sorry.
all over the place. It's not really looked at as the creme de la creme of professional wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of looking at a tag team division from on paper, to me, what is the best tag team division that wrestling has right now? It's AEW, and it's not even close. It's AEW and it's not even close. Now, do they not capitalize on that?
No.
They never capitalized on that, and I wish they did.
Yeah.
Instead of the Continental Classic Cup or whatever the hell this is called,
they capitalized
tag team.
They capitalized on the tag team thing at one point when they had a lot of their tag team. Yeah, when they had a lot of their tag teams, the Young Bucks.
Now,
yeah, well, nobody is doing anything with their tag team divisions right now.
The thing is, that's 2019, 2020. That's
but even
7 years ago. Now is when they can really capitalize on this instead of doing this Continental Cup Classic or whatever the fuck they're doing. They could have done something for the tag team division. They could have done something worthwhile there, but no, they didn't, and that's their own fault. But I just think there's more to explore with Penta and Phoenix together, and hopefully it happens. Now, personally, I know we spent a lot of time on this, and I want to just end this as soon as this final point. But my personal thing for this Worlds Collide event that's coming up, I'd love to see Ray and Phoenix together versus the Usos. After everything that happens with the World Heavyweight title scene and all of that took place with Ray versus Penta and all of that,
Yeah.
Get them back together, do a match with the Usos on that like Worlds Collide show.
Yeah.
And then you can like continue on from there, or you can continue on with Penta in the main event scene. Either way, there's a story with that, especially with the Roman Reigns stuff coming up. So you can do something there.
The last thing I want to say about Penta too is the Intercontinental title scene. He has surpassed that. It's time for him to be in the world title scene because again, he's going to be in that. He could be in that new crop of main event superstars, and he would fit in very well. He would, and and if that's what they're going to do, then great. I don't think you can really put Penta in the like. I mean, you probably can, but at this point. I don't think you would get far with it of putting him in like the Intercontinental / United States title scene.
No.
Like right now he's surpassed that. It's time to let the guys like a Chad Gable run that area of the roster, and Penta can be part of that main roster scene. And like you said, the world title match on Monday Night Raw in Mexico, Penta's going to face Roman. Roman's walking out as champion. I'm sorry, Penta's not walking out as champion.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
It would be great to see, but it's not happening.
But how they can simply do it, Usos get involved, Rey Fenix comes out and helps. We get the match between the Usos, Rey Fenix and Penta at Worlds Collide. Great setup for it.
And whatever happens after that. Like
I don't see it going further than that though. I think it'd be just a one-off.
Well, no, that would be a one and done thing.
Yeah,
but like I mean, at least we got it.
Like
that, and like that's the thing for me. Now, of course, like Penta being like, here's the thing. If you need something and it's kind of like a last minute resort type of deal, and you need like just a really good match on the card, you can do something with Penta and like the IC or US title scene. That's okay. Like you're gonna get a great match out of it either way. But like he's done with that scene now. It's time to explore other options with him. And plus, he's 41 years old. I mean, he's not old by any means, but I mean, like he's 41. You gotta do what you gotta do with him while you have him, and explore the options.
Well, speaking of Roman Reigns, we seen the Bloodline tonight, and the whole focus was getting Solo Sikoa to get delivered to the Tribal Chief himself.
Like a FedEx package.
Yeah, pretty much. FedEx, Amazon, UPS, whatever you want to call it. He was getting delivered. And Jimmy and Jay started off by teasing Solo at the beginning of the show. LA Knight then showed up and was just giving all those guys a look. He didn't really say anything. It was just like, shit, he was going pretty much, I think he was thinking, shit, I called this. Because he's been saying the whole time Solo's going to be back with the Bloodline. But it's not so much the by choice thing. It was last week losing to Jay, being forced to go back into the Bloodline. And then later on, the Usos and Solo caught up with Jacob. And Jey Uso said to Jacob, look, I got the job done. You didn't. We called the play. We ran it. We succeeded. And now we are delivering Solo right to the Tribal Chief. And then we get to the final segment of the show where Roman and Jacob come out. And then Solo comes out with the Usos. And Roman said to Solo, like, why are you not down on your knees right now, praising me, acknowledging me, like everything that is on your body, in your home, everything you own is because of me, because of everything that I did for this family. And then Jacob decides to attack Solo, and Roman stops him. Solo was then down on the ground, and the Usos start attacking Solo. Out comes LA Knight for the save. And LA Knight and Solo at the end of this thing pretty much standing tall after taking out the whole Bloodline. And the only person standing there was Jacob. Why? Because Jacob was simply following orders.
Yep.
Following orders. Not attacking, not doing anything to help out. Oh, and by the way, the Usos are now the captains of the Bloodline because they got the all-black Ulafalas put around their neck. And we close out the show with Solo and LA Knight walking up the ramp, and they said that they owed each other. They owed each other because of helping each other out. So I'm going to say this right now. This whole segment at the end of this show was just amazing. Great way.
This is easily one of the better segments.
One of the best segments since the Bloodline come together. Now, I said it about a year ago. I said it that the rendition of this Bloodline was going to be was going to be Roman, the Usos, Solo coming back, and Jacob. And tonight, for a minute, I was like, man, I can't believe I called this shit. But then Solo, he turned right away, and that was
God.
So it's like, okay, my full on rendition of this bloodline is not there. Solo's
it lasted
gone
for 2.5 hours. You got it.
It lasted for 2.5 hours, but it seems like we are getting on the track of LA Knight finally trusting Solo. I mean, we even heard Solo when he was being forced to attack LA Knight saying, I'm sorry. And Roman's like, why are you saying sorry? And he turns around and gives him the Samoan spike. And that was the Samoan spike heard around the world.
Yes.
Because I don't think anybody expected that.
And great pop. Great pop too.
Oh.
And I was hoping for it. I wasn't expecting it, but I was hoping for it. Because the man is way too over right now to be a part of Bloodline. You can't do this to him right now. And I'm glad they did this. Because Solo Sikoa has been one of the most interesting parts of WWE programming for the better part of the last few weeks, months, however long he's been himself. This is Solo Sikoa. This is the funny, this is the wacky, this is the Solo Sikoa that we have heard other superstars have talked about in interviews. When people ask, like, other than R-Truth, who was the funniest superstar backstage in that locker room? Many people say Solo Sikoa. And it's because of what you see on television right here with the pew pew and like everything that happens with that. Now, yes, it could be look as corny and cringy, but pew pew compared to like, you know, the bow or whatever the Jey Uso does, I don't take it as that, because this is just Solo Sikoa being himself, and this is exactly the way he should be, because this is the most real that Solo Sikoa has ever been. Everything that happened with the MFTs, I just simply wasn't buying. No. Enforcer stuff, that was young Solo Sikoa. That was like the early versions of Solo, and like they were just trying to figure him out. So I was like okay with it at the time. But this is the most real Solo Sikoa has ever been. He's the most over with the fans that he's ever been in the entire existence of his career on the main roster. And this is just where he should be. So I'm okay with this. And I'm just glad that they didn't do the turn. Like, I was very much not looking forward to it. They actually did it. This segment did two things amazingly well. It furthered build between Roman and LA for Money in the Bank, I'm assuming. And it kept Solo the way that he should be. So this is perfect to me. This is great.
So I called Solo Sikoa last week. I called him the Temu version of The Rock. You know why?
That's fair, though.
If you look at the way he dresses, the way he acts, trying to wisecrack and all that stuff, and you go back to the 90s when The Rock, how The Rock dressed and talked, and all,
and I'm like, The Rock pop too, because he pauses and then he waits for the crowd to figure things out, and then he goes again. So yes.
And I'm sorry, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, but it's like you can't call him another version of The Rock, because The Rock is The Rock.
Yeah.
No matter how you look at it, The Rock is The Rock. That's why I say he's the best thing I could think of is Temu version of The Rock. Not disrespectful, though, because of the way he dresses, the way he's acting, all that stuff. I'm like, yeah, he's reminding me of The Rock back when The Rock wore the fanny pack and wore, the black turtlenecks and stuff like that. That's what it reminds me of.
And him making fun of other people is exactly what Rock did too.
Exactly.
Like with the whole pew pew thing and everything, like that was great.
Yeah. With the pew pew thing, The Rock would mock people like Billy Gunn and The Undertaker and Rikishi and Stone Cold and Kurt Angle and I'm going to get myself a big glass of milk.
Like he
come on.
Yeah.
I mean,
like if people can't see it, then that's on them. But like it's there.
Yeah, exactly. So. I mean, obviously, we're going to have to wait till next week. Monday Night Raw starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes.
It's going to be starting at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time out in the West Coast. A special start time because they're going to be up in Canada. So we'll definitely be back here on the table spot right after the show ends around 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time next week. But we're going to have to see what happens because obviously Again, this show tonight in Buffalo was a really good show, one of the better Raws in the past couple weeks, months, and this final segment really put the final touch of the show and just pretty much stake the claim of like, hey, this was a really good show. Like, they didn't end on a sour note. They ended on a note where a lot of people wanted it to end. And now Solo Sikoa is still going to be Solo Sikoa on his own. So,
and
I'll say this.
Great time.
I'll say this. I know a lot of people don't like the Bloodline thing. I do. I like the Bloodline thing. I'm a fan of the Bloodline thing. When they sat there and said, oh, we're in the third inning, we're in the fifth inning, you know, we're at the bottom of the sixth right now, I'm like, okay, so we're going to get more of this. And I'm kind of curious to see where this goes. Because, again, like we talked about at the top of the show, we are in the instant gratification era. Everybody wants to know the ending before we even get there. This is one of the longest storylines that WWE has ran in a very long time. The last time they ran a storyline that ran for years was Austin McMahon. Because that ran for like 4 or 5 years. That was a very long storyline with Austin McMahon. You got to think 1997 to what, 2003? So that's a long time. But now with us being in the instant gratification era and people wanting to know the ending, they're not used to this. They're not used to having to watch long-built storylines with characters that were together, broke away from each other, built themselves on their own accords, and then came back together. The last time we've seen that was with The Shield. So it's like now we're getting it with this family, and people are like, come on, what's the end game in this? What are we going to get to? Well, we've seen one part of it, which was Solo turning. We didn't have to go through a whole crap load of stuff to get to that point. We got there right away. That way they didn't waste time or anything. The next person is probably going to be Jacob. And then the Usos again.
The way Jacob was reacting tonight.
I mean, the writing's on the wall. But the one thing I do not want to see, that is Jacob and Solo coming back together. Because here's the thing, is if they do Jacob and Solo back together, what was the first thing we seen after the Bloodline dispensed 2 years ago? Almost 3 years ago. Jacob and Solo, right?
Yeah.
So for the last 2.5 years, what the fuck did you do with these two guys to bring them back together?
That's my point, dude.
Absolutely nothing.
That's my point. The fact of the matter is, like, yes, the Bloodline story is one of, like, it's easily one of the better stories that WWE has ever told in their history. But, like, the thing is, like, they go through, like, an interesting, like, phase at some points, and then they just get very repetitive over and over and over and over again. And then they try to do something interesting again, but sometimes the interesting to them is not really interesting to us because we've seen this shit before.
Yeah.
And, like, it just keeps going on and on and on. And I'm sorry to say this, but, like, if the end game, and, like, I'm not trying to figure out, like, all right, when's the end game of all of this? But, like, if the end game is Roman and Rock, you expired that, like maybe, when was WrestleMania 39? Like 4 years ago?
3 years ago.
You expired that like 4 or 5 years ago at this point. So like, I don't want that anymore. I don't. And like, there's not much for me to grab onto anymore.
I don't think we're ever gonna see The Rock again.
No, and I don't want it anyway. Like it expired so long ago. So like, I don't want it. But like, I just don't want the repetitiveness because that's exactly what we have gotten over the course of the 6 years. Like WrestleMania 40, that was peak. That was peak of everything when it came down to like Cody and Roman and everything and like how all of that worked. But that was also when The Rock was here. Rock is never here anymore. And even when The Rock was supposed to be here for that whole Cena thing, it didn't work out.
No.
When he absolutely should have been there.
Yeah, so, like, when he should have been there. Yeah. Like,
he's not going to be here anymore. So it's just done.
The John Cena heel turn thing, that thing blew up the moment Rock didn't come back.
Yeah.
That's when that blew up. And it blew up fairly quick. I mean, it blew up within a month because
Well,
you got to think the turn happened at Elimination Chamber, and The Rock should have came back at WrestleMania, but didn't. Instead, they sent Travis Scott out there, and that was just
everybody
like, what
was
the
expecting
fuck?
the Rock's music to hit there, and then it was Travis Scott.
Yeah, continuous. Like, it was like after Travis Scott for 30 seconds, you're expecting if you smell, and it's like, okay, are we gonna hit this music?
And he took like 15 minutes to get to the ring.
Yeah.
It didn't help.
But what I mean by Solo and Jacob is the fact of they came together as the MFTs. They were together, working together, and then Jacob breaks apart after, not acknowledging Solo anymore. These guys haven't done much of anything in the past 2 years. And if you bring them back together, what was the fucking point of breaking them apart? Nothing.
And Jacob's the lapdog of Roman now anyway. He's so far below what he used to be.
Yes.
In the beginning of where he was, I don't even look at him the same anymore, man.
It's hard
that's
to.
Sad.
Yeah.
Like, that's sad. Like people don't understand. Like, I like Jacob Fatu, but he's not where he should be. And like,
he's where they want him to be.
That's just how the bloodline goes. And the thing is, like, Zilla Fatu just showed up here. Now, I'm not saying that like he does not need to be here anymore. Like, he does not need to be in that bloodline story. But the thing is, exactly what I know what WWE is going to be doing, because this is exactly what they did the first time around. They're going to go to Solo Sikoa route.
Yeah.
They're going to have him in here for like maybe 6 to 9 months or whatever. They got to do their thing or whatever. He'll most likely dethrone Tony D. He'll hold the title down for a little bit. He'll lose it. And then 6 to 9 months, maybe 10, they're going to call him up and they're going to put him right into this thing again, man. Because they don't need that. They don't.
Wasn't Solo's route, he won the North American Championship, but then he had to give it up because he went up to the Bloodline?
He lost it like 2 weeks later because he got called up to Bloodline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I thought his route was.
Like, he was in NXT for 6 to 8 months or whatever. He won the North American Championship, then dropped it 2 weeks later because they debuted him. I believe it was Crown Jewel when they basically put him into that enforcer role, and then he got called up. They're going to do the exact same thing for Zilla, and it doesn't need to happen that way because he's only 26 years old and he needs the time to develop.
Yeah. Well, the thing is he's been on the indie scene for so long. He's got to learn the
2 years, dude.
He's got to learn the WWE.
2 years.
Yeah, he's got to learn the WWE way of things, of doing things.
Now,
that's what he's got to do.
It was actually supposed to happen a lot sooner, but because of like legal issues and everything.
6 months ago,
that's what I'm saying. Like, but because of legal issues and everything that like they were dealing with him, it had to be a little bit prolonged. But he's only 26 years old. He doesn't need to be a part of the bloodline right now.
No,
but they're gonna be putting him in there, and it's just another person to add on in there. And like, people are very upset with the way that all of this is happening right now for him. But I'm like, guys, get ready.
Yeah.
Because this is just the first domino effect to fall, and like not even technically the first, like maybe like the 7th. Yeah. And like, they have like 9,000 cousins that are coming on up. So like, this is going to be happening for like the next 20 years.
Yeah.
And like, Samoan dynasty is forever.
Yeah.
So you just got to get used to it now before it's too late.
They're the biggest family in pro wrestling.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, you better get used to it.
And I'm talking
now.
size. I'm talking size wise. Like, they have wrestlers wrestling all over the place. It's going to happen for like
the next 20 plus years and maybe even more. So I'm like, you just better get used to it now.
But the initial story of the initial story of the bloodline is obviously Roman, and that's going to come to an end at some point. The bloodline story is basically going to turn into what the Bullet Club is today.
Yeah.
That's what WWE is going to turn the bloodline into, is their version of the Bullet Club. They're just going to have members sifting in and out every 2 years.
Yeah.
You know.
And like, I know people don't want to hear this, but I'm going to say it anyway. And like, and it's just probably bloodline fans that just don't want to say this. Bloodline fatigue is real, man. It's real.
It is.
It's not just me that's affected by this. It's a lot of people that are affected by bloodline fatigue. It's not just me. So it's a real thing. Now, whether or not WWE is going to listen to that and explore that, it's not going to happen. It's like going to be way further down the line, maybe even when I'm not even on this earth anymore.
You know what I think their end game should be. You know what their end game should be if they want to really have a good payoff with this thing. Their end game should be is when Jacob decides to turn on Roman again, or decides to turn on Roman. He needs to be the one to take the belt off of Roman. Yeah, I'm talking like if you really want to, because when you look at Jacob right now, you look at Jacob and it's like, man, he really fell off. He did. You got to build him up again. And you know what you could possibly do with him? If you want to do this thing within the next year, I'm talking from now until Saudi at 43. Start showing the cracks breaking. Because again, like you said, you seen Jacob tonight and you were like, man, you kind of seen the look on his face. Like he was talked down to. And it didn't look like he liked it.
As soon as you saw Jimmy and Jay got those black Ula follows saying that they were the captains, like, what the hell am I?
Like, dude, I've been fucking following everything you've been saying, Roman, and these guys, they try and do their own shit. Yeah, they were successful on one out of the last, like, 3 things they attempted, but I've been doing everything you've been asking, and I completely got overlooked here.
You pretty much told me that I was going to be the right-hand man from now on, and now what the hell am I?
And that was crack. That's crack number 1. Obviously, the cracks are going to start to happen to that point, right?
What the hell is going to happen to Money in the Bank, dude? Because, like, that's everything with that.
No, if you're going to really build Jacob up, you got to build Jacob up again. And I'm talking like you got to build this up for the next couple months. He wins the Rumble.
No, I'm just talking about like what's going to happen in that actual match with Roman in LA, because stuff's going to happen with that.
Well, I mean,
I can see a solo thing. I can maybe see a Jacob thing, but like you build that up until like a Rumble thing. Yeah,
build Jacob up to the point you get to the Rumble. He wins the Rumble. And that could be your night 1. I mean, I know Roman is kind of that aura of night 2 main event.
It'll be night.
But if you build something up good enough over on the SmackDown side that can take over that night 2 main event, Roman and Jacob could be night 1. And Jacob taking the belt off of Roman. You're telling me that Saudi Arabia
is a good thing.
You're telling me that Saudi Arabia, the fans in Saudi, that stadium, and the people at home on social media aren't going to go fucking nuts if Jacob dethroned Roman?
I'm all down for that, because like the thing is, like, if this is like the lowest that Jacob Fatu can get, and then all of a sudden you can build him to where he wins the Rumble and dethrones Roman at WrestleMania 43, then pretty like I'm not saying all of the other stuff was like, you know what? I'm glad the journey that we got to get here. Like, I mean, it took a long ass time to get there.
Yeah.
But like, and we saw some really dark times for Jacob Fatu in this whole Bloodline saga, but he becomes a WrestleMania main eventer, becomes the World Heavyweight Champion or whatever championship Roman holds at that point. And he wins it with that, like, then I'm okay with it. Because at least Jacob is there.
I already have my night 2 WrestleMania main event pick, though. And everybody,
43?
Yeah.
What you got?
And this is where I know the IWC would eat me the fuck alive if I ever posted this on social media. If I would cut this right now and gave a hot take on my pick for night 2's main event of WrestleMania 43 in Saudi.
Mm-hmm.
They are very on top of their Saudi game. Like, they like to give you the best shit in Saudi. Because
Saudi shows have gone a lot better.
But they also look at the Saudi partners like, fuck, they're like, we really need to put on a show here. We need to give them something spectacular.
Well, the $10 billion isn't going to waste.
So you know what my night 2 main event is for WrestleMania 43? Cody Roman 3.
Interesting. Okay.
Cody Roman 3.
Interesting.
We got to get it. They're 1-1.
Yeah,
it's got to happen at some point.
The thing is, like, the whole entire thing with Cody and Roman was such an interesting thing for me, because Cody when he was the WWE champion, I honestly thought that he was WWE champion for all that time. And I was like, all right, what are they trying to do with Roman and Cody? Because I was like, they're going to have to explore it eventually. I don't personally I see your point of getting it to WrestleMania, but like, I don't personally saw that. The only way I actually saw them going down that route, and I know it's not really like the best of stages to do it, and it's not like, like the best kind of scenario, but I was thinking Crown Jewel, man, because they always did the champion versus champion thing for that. And, like that whole entire thing, I was thinking somewhere with that. But then, like...
But we're going to get CM Punk and Roman at that.
But yeah, then now it's CM Punk and Roman, and that's still history that's built up and everything with all of that. They can do that.
Unless Kevin wins the championship and we get Kevin and Roman, because Roman and Kevin have history too.
Yeah,
during the COVID era.
Too. And
when Roman was early in his title run.
Whoever could possibly win this Sunday night main event matchup between Randy and Cody, they can be, again, easily slotted up into that main event title picture. Yep. And we could see Cody win the championship back again, and then we're back to Cody and Roman for Crown Jewel or whenever they want to do it. Yep. But like they're going to have to explore that, and they're going to have to do that before Roman does call it quits. But like, it's going to happen.
It's a simple get to, too. Like, a lot of people would ask, well, how the fuck do we get there? Right. And by the way, I'm just going to do this real quick. That was Monday Night Raw from Buffalo, New York.
Yes.
On August 17th, 2026. To continue what I'm saying here.
Yes.
So it's an easy get to get to Roman and Cody. Why? Because right now, you look at Roman when the Bloodline thing first came back. What was Roman's exact words? This isn't about me anymore. This is about us. But the past couple weeks on Monday Night Raw, it hasn't been acknowledge us. It's been acknowledge me. Look how Roman was acting tonight. It was all about him. It was all about him. Yeah, he gave the twins the whole, captain thing.
He said if you're disrespecting them, you're disrespecting me.
Yeah.
He gave him that, but like it's always all about Roman. It's always been that way.
And that's gonna be that icebreaker again to lead into WrestleMania. Cody wins his third Royal Rumble, if not wins Elimination Chamber, and goes on to face Roman. That's going to be the easy get to, and they're going to want that big money match for Saudi. Yes, in hindsight, you look at it, Jacob and Roman would be a phenomenal main event, whether it's night one or night number two, and it would be a great payoff.
Yeah.
But the problem is with those Saudi shows, they want the big time, like, look at my card. This is what I'm giving you. That big fight look at, and that visual.
And
Cody and Roman
see it for 44.
Cody and Roman give it. Yeah, but I mean, could they?
I'm not talking Cody Roman. I'm talking Jacob Roman.
Oh, Jacob 44. Roman.
I could see that for 44 if they wanted.
That's if he's there.
If he's there,
can we realistically sit here and say Roman's going to be around till 44
and another world title run?
Yeah,
too?
Well, he would probably
get it anyway. He probably win it on the night he comes back. Just like
he just prolongs this one. He just keeps this belt.
Dude, I don't want to see another 2-year reign, dude. I'm sorry, I don't want to.
But that's what we'll get. That's what we'll get. Because when you go back to the Bruno and Hogan days, their first runs were 6 and 11 years, and then the second run was 2 or 3 years. They did it before.
Around at that time, I'm so glad I wasn't around at that time. I wasn't even thought of at that time, and I'm so glad I wasn't.
So I mean, but when you go back to that era, that's how it was. The difference between that era and this era, though, is that era. Those guys were traveling. Those guys were all over the fucking place, especially guys like Ric Flair, who was the NWA champion. I mean, one night he's in Japan, the next night he's in California, the next night he's in Italy, the next night he's in fucking Buffalo, New York.
It's a lot lax now.
Yeah. They're working
It's a lot lax now.
They're working less. I mean, they did a house show tour for SummerSlam, but now the house shows are done.
Yeah.
Now they're done. Now it's just television again.
Yeah,
so
personally, I like this is going to be the final thing because I know we're going a long time.
But, we're 45 minutes overtime, but it's okay. It's okay. We're fine.
But like To me, they just gotta finish off Obafemi. They just gotta finish that shit off. They gotta pay that off. And to me, Roman and Oba is the main event for me for WrestleMania right now. To me, Obafemi's winning the Rumble, and he's going up against Roman. They gotta pay that off, dude. They can't just say, "Oh no, you're gonna forego."
Then why did you have him win the King of the Ring?
That's my fucking point. They should have just fucking done everything, but they needed to do the Brock Lesnar thing because they just had to do it. So they said, you're gonna forego everything, and then you're just gonna forget about it. No, fans don't fucking forget. You're gonna have him win the Rumble, and then he's gonna go in the main event of WrestleMania, and most likely fucking win the title because that's what they want to do. Is he ready for that? Who knows? But that's what they're preparing him for.
The only thing that realistically makes sense with him winning the King of the Ring is because of the same timing as Brock. Brock won it in his first year.
Yes.
Oba wins it in his first year.
They're doing it because of stat padding. That's all they did this for. All they did this for. And that's the reason why I said earlier on in the show why I wanted Seth versus Braun in the finals, so that we can get Seth Rollins winning the King of the Ring anyway to face Roman, and you can do the whole Shield thing anyway because you didn't add anything new to that feud anyway. You just built on Shield, and that was it. Yeah, you could have done that with him as King of the Ring, and he would have been like, you did nothing to earn a shot, bitch. I won King of the Ring.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Well, again, we'll have to see what happens come next week because, of course, this storyline is going to happen. Raw starts at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so we will be here at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right after the show goes off the air.
Yes.
It's that time to get out of here, but before we do, on this day, Phil, we do an On This Day segment on this show. And on this day, back in 2014 at SummerSlam, the infamous 16 suplex F5 match when Brock Lesnar completely dominated John Cena at SummerSlam to win the WWE Undisputed World Heavyweight Championship.
The second biggest thing that he did during that year after the whole break the streak ended at WrestleMania 30. Now, that was 2 years ago after this, but 2 years ago prior to that. But, that was the second biggest thing that Brock did after that. And then, Brock does Brock things. So there you go with that.
And the other big thing that happened on this day was back at SummerSlam in 2008. We got Edge and The Undertaker inside Hell in a Cell where The Undertaker chokeslammed Edge.
That was a great match. That was a great match.
Phenomenal match. But that's the On This Day. With that being said, we're going to get the hell out of here. Before we do, Phil, what do you got going on social media and what do you got going on?
TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, PhillyMatt _. You guys just type it. You guys can find it. I've been doing a lot of stuff recently over the course of the last few days. I've been trying to get my watch hours up over here on the YouTube channel, man, because I do not want that dreaded 8,000 watch hour thing to come into effect before I can get to the 4. They're upping the YouTube watch hour rate to get into the YouTube partnership program. From 4,000 watch hours to 8,000 watch hours before it's 1,000 subscribers and then 4,000 for right now. But come February 1st, if you don't reach that 4,000, it's going to be 8K for everybody else now. And I'm trying to get to that 4K before it is too late. As a small creator in this space, it's hard because the YouTube algorithm is not normally favored to all of us, but we do the best that we can. But I'm grinding. I'm doing the live streams way more often than I ever used to do them. And that helps out. So if you guys want to come on by, say hi during my Monday Night Raw watch-alongs, my AEW Dynamite watch-alongs, my Friday Night SmackDown watch-alongs, you guys can. And you guys can help me ever so slightly get over there. And while you're at it, subscribe. Because it's always a good time over here. But thank you guys for all the love and support. And I'll see you whenever I could possibly do the table spot once again.
All right, so make sure you head over to Phil's social medias. Make sure you hit that follow and subscribe button. Help him out by checking out all his videos that are up now and checking out all the stuff that he does live. You can check me out, TikTok, Instagram, X, and YouTube, MetalBlank714. I'm still getting the YouTube channel stuff together. I just can't figure out what the fuck I want to do yet. So just go hit subscribe, and once I start posting shit, I'll start posting shit. As far as on shows, every Monday night here, with Cam after Monday Night Raw. Again, we will be back next week, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right after Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw special start time on Wednesday night. Myself, Phil, Cam on the Boom PW Pod on Twitch and on YouTube. Go hit that follow and subscribe button. We'll be live right after AEW Dynamite. The road to All In continues, and we will be talking about it. And of course, the Huddle Hub podcast tomorrow night, Tuesday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with myself and John as we preview each college football conference. We will be previewing the ACC conference and plus talking about all the news coming out of the world of football, just like the news that just broke a couple minutes ago. Free agent wide receiver Keenan Allen signed a 1-year, $8.32 million deal with the Indianapolis Colts. So Keenan Allen is a Colt now. So we talk about stuff like that. And then, of course, I'm live every Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time talking about all the stuff going on in preseason football and all the news. And then Cam will be joining me when the season kicks off in September. So thank you, everybody, for joining us. Oh, and make sure you head over to the Huddle Podcast on social media as well, on TikTok, Instagram, and on X at the Huddle Pod. Hit that follow button as well. Thank you guys for joining us here tonight. Phil, thank you for joining me here. For this edition of the Table Spot, as I always say, be good to each other, be kind to each other, take care of each other, be patient with each other. Remember, the world is not moving as fast as you think. We'll see you guys soon. Deuces.